Hello, friends, and welcome into Falcons Today. I am Tom Downey, a.k.a. the Cooler Tom at Chat Sports. We're breaking down the 53-man roster, all the cuts that have been made official by the Atlanta Falcons as teams go from 80 men on the roster, to 53. Now, there might be some more moves coming as players get put on IR and whatnot, but our goal here at Falcons Today is to reach 8,000 subscribers by week one. We are inside of 395 subs. We are so close. We're getting there. If we don't get there, I am told, no one tell him he's not watching right now, that producer Jeff, who runs our Falcons channel, he might not be making it. So subscribe or else for producer Jeff. Free Falcons videos all year round. Let's break down the cuts. A lot of them, so we'll kind of take our time. Justin Shaffer, the offensive lineman, a little bit disappointed by that one. A lot of these names are not surprises. Qadree Ollison, the running back. Frank Darby, he was never that good as a receiver. Caleb Huntley, I thought, had some special teams value. MyCole Pruitt at tight end. I'll make note, by the way, a couple names you might see brought back. For the practice squad, a lot of the young guys, or if players get put on IR, you can return players from that perspective if they're vested veterans. They don't have to go through waivers at that point. A lot of receivers here. Stanley Berryhill, KeeSean Johnson, Cameron Batson, all released. Nothing too shocking there. Derrick Tangelo also cut along the defensive line. These next two names, Dorian Etheridge and Raine, the inside linebacker and the fullback, were waived injured. What that means is, assuming they clear waivers, which they will, come on now, they will then revert to IR. They can stay there the entire year, get paid, rehab, be on the team next year, or they can then get bought out from injured reserve and they can move on from there. But it'll almost assuredly be a waived, injured, and stick on IR. Corey Ballentine, the defensive back, and then two more tight ends. Anthony Firkser, prime bring-back candidate if other guys go on IR, and Tucker Fisk at tight end. Nick Kwiatkoski, as the Falcons become Bears East to an extent. Thanks, Ryan Pace. Jonotthan Harrison also cut. Ryan Neuzil. Tyler Vrabel also along the offensive line. Yeah, Mike's kid. Nothing too shocking there. Maybe Kwiatkowski's the more notable name on that list. Abdullah Anderson, the defensive lineman, also cut by the Falcons. That one is worth keeping an eye out for in terms of practice squad options. More players released by the Falcons. Colby Gossett along the offensive line. Darrion Daniels, the defensive lineman, has been cut. Spent time as a tight end. He's had a weird career path. Leroy Watson, offensive lineman. Jordan Brailford, the outside linebacker, edge rusher. Couple defensive backs and one more defensive lineman. Matt Hankins has been cut. That's not a huge surprise. Two notable-ish safeties, I'd say, in Henry Black and Teez Tabor have all been released by the Atlanta Falcons, along with defensive lineman Nick Thurman. So nothing that shocking, but there were some notable names. Maybe Kwiatkowski's the one that goes, he's bounced around the NFL for a while. Who do you think was the biggest surprise cut by the Atlanta Falcons? I'll make this question the pinned comments on today's video. So, you know the drill by now. But if an ad break comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know who you think was the biggest surprise cut for the Atlanta Falcons. Let's break down now position by position the depth charts for Atlanta. And although Feleipe Franks is on the roster, more on that in a little bit, it's a two-man race as it's been the entire camp and preseason. It's going to remain that at quarterback. It's Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder. We can make Franks the emergency QB here. Mariota's a starter for now. Who do you think is going to be the starter when it's all said and done? Pick a quarterback for me. Type in 1 for Marcus Mariota or type in 4 for Desmond Ridder. I thought both guys fared pretty well in the preseason, but type in your 1s for Mariota or your 4s for Ridder. All right, the running back room now, it's Cordero Patterson, Tyler Allgeier, Damien Williams, and Avery Williams make it, plus fullback Keith Smith. Avery Williams, as we'll get into, has some strong special teams value and ability from that standpoint. The top two receivers remain Drake London and Brian Edwards. Olamide Zaccheaus, awesome name. He's wide receiver 3. He'll be your lead slot guy. Jared Bernhardt, the UDFA, makes the Falcons roster. Good for him. Also making it is Damiere Byrd and KhaDarel Hodge. So a better receiving core than it was last year once Calvin Ridley was hurt, but I still think you can look for more assets down the road. Falcons have an early waiver wire claim. They should consider using it to be honest, quite a few different spots. The roster is not in the best of shape. All right, tight end. Kyle Pitts, the star. He's, of course, tight end 1. 3 other tight ends on the roster, knowing there could be some movement coming with injured reserve options. John Fitzpatrick, Parker Hesse, and Feleipe Franks makes it as well. The new Taysom Hill, I don't think he's that good, but he is better at tight end than he is at quarterback. Not that that's saying that much, but in the end, the offense is built around the dynamic talent of tight end Kyle Pitts. If you do not have his jersey, I strongly suggest you grab one. Chatsports.com/Pitts. That link's in the comments section and in the description of today's video. Kyle Pitts jerseys are available, different styles and color schemes like the Falcons have. Check the comments section, the description, and get your Kyle Pitts jersey today. Unlike some recent first-round picks for Atlanta, this one's never going to end up being a bad one. Get your Pitts jersey at chatsports.com/Pitts. All right, the offensive line, Jake Matthews, Elijah Wilkinson, Drew Dahlman, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry, Jalen Mayfield, Matt Hennessy, and Germain Ifedi. I would love to find some waiver wire help along the offensive line, although we do know that it's very difficult to find ways to actually boost your offensive line because it's just not that good when it's all said and done. So we'll wait and see if any more help could potentially be found for Atlanta. I'm still worried about that left guard and right tackle spot, just like we were entering the offseason. So let's do some Madden-style grading here. Grade the Falcons' 2022 offense. Scale it for me from 1 to 100. 1 on the low end, of course, 100 on the high end. It ain't 100. It's not a 1 either. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Let's do now the defensive side, beginning with the defensive line. Taquan Graham, Anthony Rush, Grady Jarrett, another UDFA from this year's class, Timmy Horn. He makes it, along with Marlon Davidson, knowing there could be some injury concerns for Davidson. But for now, that's your 5-man or your 3-man front, 5 deep in total on the interior. Now for the edge options. Lorenzo Carter, he's out there. Arnold Ebiketie, AD, I'm going to mispronounce last name. Ojunide, I botched it. I'm sorry, Ade. That's my bad. Quentin Bell is still out there. He's been a fun developmental piece over the years. And third-round rookie D'Angelo Malone, a much better pass rushing group than what the Falcons have had in recent years. Time now for the inside linebackers. And there's a lot of different orders you can go here. Troy Anderson, Deion Jones has been banged up, but he's getting back. Michael Walker, who I've liked for a while, 4th-round pick, but didn't play that much last year. Another draft pick, another UDFA, Nate Landman makes the team. How about that? 3 different UDFAs make the team for Atlanta. Oh, and there's also, of course, Troy Anderson and Rashaan Evans, some extra depth. Overall, a pretty good off-ball unit for the Falcons. All right, cornerback time. A.J. Terrell, Casey Hayward, Isaiah Oliver out there. It's a pretty good front. They've also got Mike Ford, D. Alford, who I think was signed this offseason. And then there is Darren Hall, the former 4th-round pick. So the secondary overall trending in a better direction, but not quite where I want specifically at safety. I'm hyped about Richie Grant this year. I like Jalen Hawkins. Again, a 4th-round pick for Hawkins, 2nd round for Grant. And then Eric Harris and Dean Marlowe are your other safeties. We wrap up then with the special teams side of things. Younghoe Koo, he's back as your kicker. Seth Vernon is the punter. Liam McCullough is your long snapper. And we'll make note of Avery Williams lined up there as your return man just because, well, that's why he was drafted in the end. That is it for your Falcons 53-man roster. Initially, there will be some more moves coming. I can pretty much promise you that. If you have not already, please make sure you guys are subscribed right here at youtube.com/FalconsTV.